Hi everyone and welcome back to the Do So Knits YouTube channel. This is not one of my podcast episodes, but it is my August 2020 stash in and stash out. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Kristen. I'm a knitter, graphic designer, and military spouse living in Germany with my family. And this is the way I'm kind of showing you guys the stash that I get and the stash that I move out. I was just kind of curious how much yarn I use in a month versus how much that I buy in a month. I had a vague idea that one was definitely higher than the other, and we'll say that my assumption was correct, at least for August. So the way that I'm counting stash in versus stash out, obviously stash in, I am counting how many skeins of yarn that I have bought into my home. Stash out is how many skeins that I used when finishing a project. So I am not counting partial skeins. For example, for these socks, these are my Everlasting socks by Hygge Canyon Knits. I started with a new ball, brand new 100-gram skein of yarn. I only used about 53 grams total, so I have a good half skein left. Now I'm not counting that as a half skein used. I am counting that as I used a skein of yarn, and then I can use the remainder as contrasting heels and toes. I can use it in a blanket. I can use it for a whole nother pair of socks. But when I use that, I won't count that as a skein used. If that all makes sense, I hope it does. So we'll see how we do. I'm gonna try to add like a magical counter of. I have no idea how to really edit that in, so we'll see how it goes. So the projects that I finished this week, so I think I'm gonna try to show pictures of all the things that I finished as we go through them, because I don't have them all here to show you, and this will be a little bit easier. So this month, the projects that I finished were my City Limits sweater for my husband Shane, and that one used 5 skeins of the Cascade 220 Superwash, non-superwash heather in the purple jewel heather colorway. The next projects that I finished were my library socks, which use a Shannon Meyer Regia City Streets color. My next finished object I am actually wearing, so you do get to see this one. This is my Union Station cardigan, and I used 3 skeins of Aldine Wool's Shine Sport in the colorway Sprout. The next 2 finished objects are socks, so I finished my Sprinkler Days socks by Hygge Canyon, and those were knit in a Homespun House Clever Crookshanks, so that was 1 skein. And the last one were my Everlasting socks, which used 1 skein of Lana Grossa Milan Velt tweed in the color gray. So all in total, I used 12 skeins of yarn in August 2020, which is not bad. I did finish 2 garments, which did help my number exponentially. So on to stash enhancement and what I brought in. So the first yarn that I got in this month was my Harry Potter Blanket Club by Nora George yarn. So the way I am counting these, I am counting this skein, which is the Gray Lady. This is 1 skein. And then I am counting the batch of minis as another skein. Because as I make my log cabin squares, I am counting that as 1 skein used when I finish the log cabin square, which I forgot. I did finish 1 log cabin square, so that makes my total used 12. I counted wrong. It's 12 with the log cabin square. So this is the Diagon Alley month. I have really enjoyed this blanket club, and each month it's a brand new set of minis, and they're so excited. I love my log cabin blanket, so those are the first 2 skeins I brought in this month. The next skein that I acquired was actually a gift, so does it really count? So this is a skein of Dusty Dimples in their Dusty Sock. It is Fizzwig. And this was a gift from my friend Courtney. She definitely nailed my color aesthetic. She got this for me when she went to Stephen and Penelope's in Amsterdam. So that is the next skein I got. Next, when I got some of my stitch markers I showed Fred on my last podcast, I also got a skein of Chromatic Yarns Ellen. This is her sturdy sock. It is 75% blue face luster and 25% nylon. And I'm really excited for this colorway. I think it's really pretty. So that was another skein. I got a skein from her as well for her mystery knitical roll each month. This was based on the character Frumpkin. I also got this in sturdy sock, and it's really fun. It's like a mauvey peach almost, and I'm so excited for this. I literally might be making socks out of this starting today. I'm very excited for those. Next, I got, after watching the Grocery Girls, they showed some of Hugh Loco's new yarn for one of her new updates. And so I went and bought 2 skeins. So these are both in her colorway Honey. This one is her Phyllis sock. It is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And then this is her Surrey silk base. In the colorway Honey, it is 74% Surrey alpaca and 26% silk. So these, I really think I'm gonna make a Calamon My Cow by Woolenbine. That's what I think these 2 are going to be. And then there's so much more. The next skeins I got, this is what really pushed me over the edge, is I got this Shannon Meyer Casual Soft from a local yarn store. It is 73% cotton, 19% wool, and 8% viscose. I've already made a swatch out of this, and I've already picked the sweater I want to make out of this. But to get the amount, these are 50 gram skeins. They're tiny. So to finish the sweater, I had to buy 13 skeins, which this yarn alone is more than everything I took out. But they're 50 gram balls, and when I finish the sweater, it'll be a lot of skeins out. So yeah, that's 13 skeins of yarn right there. And then I also picked up a bunch of Shannon Meyer Regia because I live in Germany and it's cheap and I'm addicted. So this is the hiking color. This is the weekend color. And then these are both autumn mood color, and I really like both of these. So I also picked up those, so that's 4 skeins right there. Lastly is my Yarnable box by Hypnotic Yarns, and this was the August box. I love this box. It comes every month. It comes in this lovely, you get a box full of knitting goodies, and then every month your yarn comes in this beautiful bag, so it's a nice little surprise. And this, oh my gosh, my bag is caught on everything. This is the colorway Beach Ball. And it is on her plush sock, which is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. So that is my last skein of yarn that I got for the month. I'll show you what else is in the box. So not the Yarnable box. You get either 1 or 2 skeins of premium weight or DK yarn. And then it also came with this cute little yarn inspired can koozie. It's Yarn O'Clock Somewhere. You also get a lovely little postcard showing the yarn swatched up and the colorway, and then on the back it has information about all the goodies that came in your bag. And then we also got everything is so nice too because she uses reusable packaging. Like there's no plastics, it comes in these little bags every time, and I love them that I can reuse them and that it's no plastic waste. So that we also got this magnet featuring how to do a Kitchener stitch, and then every month you also get a coupon to use in her shop. So that is all the skeins of yarn that I brought into my life in August, and the grand total is 25 skeins. So this month I am at a plus 13 skeins in. And right now I have no goal of in versus out. I'm just doing this to figure out what I like, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me. If you like this video, make sure you hit like. If you want to know when I post new videos, make sure you hit subscribe. And I do have my podcast, which I try to do every 2 weeks, where I talk about what I'm knitting, and you can see the projects that I finished in real time. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.